안녕하세요. Exchange Chan Megan
Joanne입니다. 안녕하세요. Exchange Chan 15번째 시간입니다. 오늘은 지난 시간에 이어서 Language Exchange 두 번째 시간인데요. Words of Endearment로 시작해 보려고 합니다. 메간을 만나고 여러 가지 얘기를 또 들어볼까요? Hi, Megan.
Hi, Joanne.
And a one syllable. Hi, welcome.
That is not one syllable. That's hi is one syllable.
Yeah, one syllable. So
hi. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, you'd better. I think you'd better do it in a longer syllable, 5 syllables.
So you can say hi in one, and I have to go 안녕하세요.
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, that's correct.
There we go.
Sounds
So
good.
you get 1, I get 5.
Yeah.
Understood.
Exchange. Because you're young.
Right on.
You're
We can do
developing,
that.
getting better. Yeah, and then first, I want to start talking about the topic of terms of endearment.
Yeah, so that's our continuation of last time.
Yeah, last time from.
Let's talk about words of endearment.
Yeah, so like the idea that you gave me last time.
Ah, yes.
So, and this is a very personal question.
Oh, okay.
So after hearing it, I promise I won't tell anyone.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
tell me. Just tell me.
I'll tell you the secret that's
I
going to
promise.
then be aired on the radio. Thank you, Joanne.
Promise.
Thank you. I trust you.
Okay, and
Keep your promise, please.
And have you ever heard 자기야
Oh, is this the question?
from someone in Korean?
Oh. Well, it is. Now I get why it would be a secret.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. No one's called me that.
It haven't?
No.
Comes out?
No one has called me that. And I've never called anyone that. And I don't know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
But I would know if I had heard it. But no, I have not heard it.
You have not heard
No.
자기야
No.
from some secret man?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, really?
No. What does it mean?
Yeah, it means honey, sweetie, darling,
Okay.
baby in English.
Oh, okay. So okay. So if I was
between lovers,
between partners,
or her husband or wife.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
in other types of relationship, this is kind of cheesy expression.
It's cheesy.
Yeah, in other types of
Like if I called my
relationships.
friend that.
Call my friend. Call your
Why
friend.
not?
자기야.
I sometimes call my friend babe.
Yeah. In English, that it doesn't matter, but in Korean,
it does.
자기야,
It does
between
matter.
friends, it
Well,
does matters.
I mean, it does matter in English, but from what I'm learning about Korean from you, it's more specific. I would say that there are, whether it's words of endearment or honorifics, it's quite specific. Technically.
Yeah, that's right. So the relationship, what kind of a relationship is very important,
Okay.
when we use some kind of endearment words.
Okay, so where would it be cheesy?
Cheesy means, between friends,
Is
a little
cheesy.
bit weird.
Oh, okay.
Corny.
Okay, it'd be corny. Could it be like to make fun of your friend? Being like, oh, babe.
Oh. So you use that
No,
in English between
Sometimes-
friends?
But sometimes it's, I call people, I mean, if you wanted, you were trying to get a secret out of me before, but I can tell you, it's not really a secret, but like I've only had 2 partners. So I've only officially dated 2 people. So meaning, and I'm also someone who's liberally like, I like to quote unquote date my friends, not in the traditional sense of like, but I think friendship is really important. And I've lived in various places around the world, and so I play around with ways to call people. So yeah, sometimes I'll call someone babe, but they're not my partner.
Yeah, and then I was seeing, and then that kinds of calling from the many, movie.
Yeah.
And then, there are many people to call their friends by babe or honey.
Yeah.
but-
We have a lot of words
Uh-huh.
like that in English, but I think it's very different in Korean from what I'm learning from you.
No,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit weird.
Okay.
Not a little bit, much weird.
A lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
a lot
really.
weird.
Don't do it. Okay, got it. I won't call my friends babe.
In a same sense, we're using sound at the end of the words. You know that?
No, I actually I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
you don't.
So why do you use it?
Because I want to make some kind of a little more closure.
Oh, like
Feeling.
Is it kind of cutesy?
Yeah, cute. Yeah,
It's
a little bit,
cute.
Yeah, a little bit more cute manner.
And a little informal, a little
Yeah, informer.
kind of to get close to people.
Yeah, and then make some kind of funny situation.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
sometimes.
Example.
So in the case of 자기야,
Yeah.
you put the sound at
Okay.
the end of it. So 자기양.
Okay. Okay. And you'd say that to your partner only, not your
So
Friends.
only to my partner.
only to your partners.
자기야.
Okay.
It can make a little bit more endearing feeling.
Okay.
And you can also 안녕하세요.
Okay.
So
안녕하세요.
instead of 안녕하세요.
Yeah. What would you? Because page turn, y'all. Real time.
Anytime. So you use 안녕하세요.
Okay. It's
Makes a-
subtle, but it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a little icebreaker feeling.
Ah.
A little
Okay.
adding a playful, cute vibe to it.
Okay. So, what kind of situation would you do that? Like you personally?
So when I make some apologize to my friend.
Okay. So a friend. Okay.
So at first,
Yeah.
or 안녕하세요.
Ah.
안녕.
So,
친구양.
like
Like
I know
this.
안녕. Like I know that.
안녕 is just a normal
Yeah.
sound, but
Ah.
친구양 means the normal standard word 친구야 added to the sound. 친구양
Young
means a
okay.
little bit cute.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Because I've never in English we don't really have that. I don't
You don't have.
think. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is if like people might add it to the end of a name, like IE. So like my name is Megan, so some people might call me Meggie.
Yeah, you English, a lot of people just call their names or some words a little bit different.
Yeah. Like my name's
Pronunciation.
Megan. I said my name weird. Sorry, my name is Megan. Megan.
Weird.
But Megan or Meggie. My sister calls me
Meg.
Meg.
Sometimes
Yeah,
Meg.
Meg. It depends on Maggie, like or Maggie, which is different than Meggie. Maggie.
And then Maggie flows a little bit naturally.
Maggie
Maggie.
or Maggie. Do you hear the difference?
Maggie.
Maggie.
Oh, that's different.
And then
you
there's
can tell that.
Meggy. Yeah,
I
Maggie.
cannot tell that.
So-
Maggie
so-
and Maggie.
So it's not like the gi, it's the vowel sound. So either or a.
Ah.
So as the e. So like Megan. It'd be like calling me Megan. But so like Maggie instead of Meggie. Yeah, it's the e sound at the end. But my sister calls me that, so I'd be like Auntie Meggie to her, so to my niece. Or like again Auntie instead of aunt or aunt. Some it's AUNT either, but like Auntie.
Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie.
Not aunt.
Yeah, like an auntie, and and that's like a big one in some places that speak English. Will call kind of like how you have. It's really anyone who's older than you, who's a woman. You'd call them auntie, and they don't have to be your aunt to do it. It's kind of like it's not fully Oh my God, my mind is blanking. It's not like saying ajuma. But it a little bit. But like auntie. Like you'd call anyone older than you auntie. So just in some places. So yeah. But we don't have a ton in English like that.
So can I ask you
Yeah.
some about that kinds of calling system? So what kind of point makes you kind of the say word aunt or auntie or Maggie?
Yeah.
So what kind of vibe you can make this kind of
I think
different pronunciation in a to make it some kind of cute here?
Yeah, it can be cute. I think it's also familiarity. It also
familiarity.
Depends, yeah, I think it's also where you're from, right? If I was from the South,
dialects.
Yeah, so if I was from the South in America, I would say sir and ma'am all the time, like more than I already do. Because like how we have Mr., Ms., or if there's like a formality with aunts and uncles, I'd be like Aunt Joanne, like if you were my aunt, or like Uncle, I don't know, George. But I sometimes just call them by their name. It kind of just depends on the situation. My sister's the only one that really calls me Meggie, and she spells it differently. She spells it Meggi, but like some people will say Meggy or Meggie. But so she's pretty particular in how she spells my name. I think I have some people who will just call me Meg, and I'm like, I don't know you well enough for you to call me Meg. Who said I like to be called Meg? I don't care as much, but sometimes I do. For me, it depends on the vibe of someone saying it, right? Where if they will say like, I mean, auntie is also different. Like I had a roommate and friend in university, and she's from Trinidad and Tobago, and there they call anyone older like auntie. Like she would call all of her aunties, like yes, they are her maybe mother's sisters, but she would call like anyone older in her neighborhood auntie. Her friend's mother's auntie. And that's just very common where she's from. So I think it depends culturally where you're living, and then familiarity, or if someone kind of maybe just has the audacity to call you that. And a lot of times it's men for me, but like it can also be, I've had people call me things where I'm like, I don't like that energy coming from you, but okay. Yeah, so it's more of that.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
And warning. It's a warning.
Okay, a warning. Oh
warning.
No. Okay, here we go. Warning.
Never use it with the person above.
Oh.
Above. I mean the elderly person.
Which one? The
elderly person.
Which word?
인자기 양. Like
oh, like
this.
the
No, never use that to the elderly people.
Like elderly or just older than you? Like what if they're 5 years older than me?
Almost older than you, or just the elderly people.
Okay, why?
Elderly people. It takes it as teasing themselves. So it's warning.
I mean, kind of like I said, I think there's like a certain formality in Korean that I'm noticing more than English. And don't get me wrong, like I have someone in my life who they're quite formal, and it usually comes with they have money, and so they believe they're of a certain class, and so you have to call me grandmother or like my Mrs., Mr. It's not formal. They want more of a formality. Okay, but here I think there's just more. It's more. It's a different way everywhere, but like I think here there's just a specific way of. It seems like it, because the only word of endearment I had heard, I'd known a few, but I was confused by them a little. I could think in the West, like anyone who maybe is just introduced to like K-pop, K-dramas, like any kind of K-culture, is like the oppa, nuna, like those. But when you actually know, like those are just said. No, that's part of normal conversation. But the one I had heard was yobo.
여보.
What's that one? I mean,
여보 means just the formal one between the husband and wife.
Okay, so it's only married couples.
Only married.
Okay, so you.
And then sometimes between lovers they call by 여보.
Yeah.
And it means someday I will marry you. Someday.
I'm trying to think of like, because I'm also thinking of it from sorry not sorry Korea. I also am going to bring in queer culture here too, because I think it's also a little different within queer relationships versus heterosexual relationships, but also similar. And I what I'm also just thinking of is like, in English, do words of endearment shift from when you're dating versus if you get married? I'm curious, like because I've heard people call like hun more once they get married versus like in just a relationship. Not sure though, because like I said, I've only been in 2 relationships. One lasted for 7 months and one was off and on for like 5 years, but like not really. So I don't have much practice. Oopsies.
Yeah, in Korea, before marriage and after marriage, the endearment words a little bit changed.
Yeah.
Formally.
Okay. So it is quite formal.
So, but normally, we call say just 자기야 after before marriage.
Yeah.
But 여보, often
quite formal.
after marriage is normal.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, we'll have more to talk about in the next section too with more. So I'm kind of like hesitating, like, do I bring up all these? Also trying to, I'm actually trying to look at the time. So we can talk about more that we use in English before. But you had mentioned the the only thing I can think of is I know German, right? And I lived in Switzerland a lot. And the only, because I can't really think of a huge equivalent in English, but I can think of one in German, a Swiss German specifically. They do a lot of li at the end. So if you want to,
at the
like,
end of the words,
so
like an sound.
Yeah, but even like a name, like they could call me Megali.
Megali. So different.
Megali.
Maggie.
Megali. Megali. It's kind of like saying like Mädchen. I'm sorry, y'all, I don't have a perfect German accent, but it could be a Mädeli. Mädeli. So Mädchen is like girl, like little girl, or like Mädeli could be like a few, like more than one, like little girls in like a cute way. Yeah, like a schnafu. But then like means like a small piece of something, or like schnafuli, meaning like a very small one, like a really little one. Like the very Swiss,
so cute.
Yeah, like very. It also makes something small. This is a very Swiss German word. I'm gonna back away from. It's a very word, but it's like Kuchecheschli. Sorry, y'all, not
they
cute.
They can make it so clearly.
Yeah, Kuchecheschli, and it literally, so Kuche would be like the Küche, which is the kitchen.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Küche.
Küche. Yeah, it's sorry. K, like Küche. I'm not even perfect about it. No, it's okay. I feel bad because I'm not German, right? Or Swiss, and so I like.
But you have a German blood.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I'm still a non-native speaker.
Okay.
But so it's like Küche, and that's kitchen, and then like Kuchecheschli. So it literally means small kitchen cupboard. So like the li, li makes it like small, and so it can be like a cutesy thing, but also making something small. So if I would say like the schnafu is like a small piece, but if I want schnafuli, even smaller. But it also kind of makes it cutesy because like li, but that's a very Swiss thing to do.
So it doesn't matter to put that li sound at the end of the adjective or in the noun.
Or a noun.
Or noun. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, both of those were nouns. All 3 of those were nouns. So like I'm a noun technically. I'm a human. Like I'm a person, place, or thing. Yeah, so I think they're mostly nouns. I'm trying to think of it's usually noun, I would
usually
say.
noun.
But, I have to think about it. I'm also,
Joanie?
Huh?
Joanie?
Joanie?
Joanie. My name is Joanne.
Yeah, I know.
Joanie?
Not Joanie. It'd be like Joanna-ly?
Joanne-ly?
I mean, but also the J makes like a yacht sound, so it'd be like Joanne. But they would call you Joanne. It's like, Joanne-ly? I don't know. Or like a, because I'm thinking Joanne, it's more like Annie, right? Like in English, I don't think we shorten Joanne. Maybe just Joe.
Joanne's your shortened type is Joe.
Joe or like Annie or like Anne.
Anne.
Like Joanne, Joe,
Annie.
or Annie. So like Annie.
Annalie.
I think.
Annalie. Oh, cute.
That's cute.
Annalie, please
Annalie.
call me by Annalie.
Annalie from now on. Okay, I'll do it for the rest of this episode. Annalie.
Annalie, okay. Okay. Okay.
What about I always feel bad because are you okay to do a summary?
Oh, summary.
Yeah.
Summary.
Is that okay?
Okay, then summary. Let's go to the summary after song.
After the song?
I need time to summary.
Sounds good. Okay, so then our first song today, I will introduce it to
What
us.
is that?
So our first song today is by Kehlani, and it's the song Honey.
I like my girls just like I like my honey. Sweet, little selfish. I like my women like I like my money. Green, a little jealous. 'Cause I'm a beautiful wreck, a colorful mess, but I'm funny. Oh, I'm a heartbreak vet with a stone cold neck, yeah, I'm charming. All the pretty girls in the world, but I'm in this space with you. Call it out the lines, they can't define. My fire was fade with you. Heart it will stay with you. Fly great escapes with you. I count down to the clock, say you awake. Don't walk away, or would you wait for me? I go out to the bar, fuck hanging with the stars. Don't even have a car, but you away from me. Oh, the pretty girls in the world, but I'm in this space with you. Cut it out the lines, they can't define. My fire was fake with you. My heart, it will stay with you. Escape with you. I like my girl just like I like my honey. Sweet, little selfish. I like my women like I like my money. Green, a little jealous. Oh, I'm a beautiful wreck, a colorful mess, but I'm funny. Oh, I'm a heartbreak babe with a stone cold neck. I'm so charming. Oh, oh, la 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 la. Oh, yeah. Do 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 do. Is it love? All we need is love. The beat of said prophecy is love. Do re mi fa sol la ti is love. Love. Do do do.
칼국수에서 이렇게 깊은 맛이? 진한 국물의 사골 칼국수와 만둣국, 가시를 하나하나 발라낸 부드러운 사골 황태국, 김치 하나까지 손수 담가 내오는 장인의 정성이 듬뿍 담긴 음식들, 따끈하고 든든한 한 끼 팔방 칼국수에서 만날 수 있습니다. 푸짐한 전골에 30년 비법의 수제만두 한 접시를 곁들이면 모임이나 회식도 오케이. 남가자동 이웃들의 입맛을 사로잡아온 백년시장 맛집 팔방칼국수에서 사계절 변함없는 맛과 인심을 누려보세요. 팔방칼국수, 0507-1450-2398 0507-1450-2398
And we have widely used. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's just thank you.
Summary first.
Yeah, so kind of you to do this. I just feel bad. No, it's okay. Y'all, I'm also like pre-period right now. I'm very low energy, so it's been a day. So if you could please.
Okay.
Thank you.
네, 제가 일부에서 그 우리나라의 그 endearment words를 약간 자기야를 좀 대표적으로 소개시켜 드렸는데 메간한테 그리고 약간 더 귀여운 표현으로 자기양도 알려드렸거든요. 이거 제가 너무 닭살분 돋는 표현을 메간한테 알려주지 않았나 싶기도 한데요. 그런데 우리는 많이 쓰잖아요. 자기양, 안녕하세요, 뭐 이런 식으로 친구들끼리 아니면 친한 사이에 그래서 재미있는 것 같아서 그거를 메간한테 알려줬는데 그리고 메간한테 그런 표현이 혹시 외국에도 있나 물어봤더니 스위스에 살아본 경험이 메간이 있어서 거기에서도 단어 뒤에다가 ly 사운드 리를 붙여서 이렇게 약간 귀엽게 만드는 표현들을 사용하고 있다고 알려주고 있습니다. 네, 어디 가나 사람들이 느끼는 그런 감정이나 그런 표현 같은 것들은 좀 비슷한 감들이 있는 것 같아요. 언어에서도 많이 비슷하게 나타나고 있는 것 같습니다. 자, 그러면 다음으로 넘어가 보도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you.
And
감사합니다.
good.
We're trying.
Okay. And we have a widely used expression like 오빠 and 언니.
Yeah, those,
You know that?
Yeah, I know those, and I think I said it prior that a lot of people just introduced to K culture, K drama, K pop know these words or at least learn them and maybe use them improperly or don't know. But yeah. Please tell me more.
Yes. So 오빠 means elder brother. You know that?
Yeah.
And then 언니 means elder sister.
Yes. Yes.
And then 오빠 is used just only in lovers, not else.
Really? Like you... If I have an older brother, well, not if. I do have an older brother.
Of course.
I would
of
call
course.
Okay, but you also do that with lovers.
Yeah, lovers.
See, that would get confusing to me. I mean, it's obviously the intention and the energy behind how you're saying it and the inflection, right? Like you could tease someone, be like, "Opa," you know, like I get that, but like you could also do that with your older brother. Confusing.
Yeah, and then it's a very former words, opa.
Yeah.
But when we use between lovers, I mean that it means that we want to express some kind of intimacy between
because it's used with your older brother, which is obviously a closeness or a suggested close.
From that vibe.
I'm not close with my brother, but I would not call him that. No, it's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
If you know me, it's really not a secret.
Yeah.
But you know, it's meaning there is an implied closeness of familial closeness, and so if you want that with your lover,
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So
okay.
It means that I want to express some kind of intimacy to someone. That's so much.
And it would be the same with like if a woman's older than you, or but also like me, woman to woman, or like if there's a man younger, they would call me Nuna. Yeah. Is that this kind of the same thing as like with Oppa?
Of course.
Okay.
And then, but you know, the word 언니.
Yeah.
We use it a lot.
Yeah.
And then in workplace or schools, it's common to casually address all the female colleagues or classmates as 언니.
Okay.
And then one more, when you go shopping or dining out at a restaurant, calling a female staff working there 언니, you often heard.
Even if I have heard that. Is it also seen as like a polite thing?
Yeah, a little bit polite.
Instead of calling them...
a little bit intimate.
Okay. So there's like an intimacy implied with it versus, but also like say they're quite a bit older, right? Like in their 70s for me, like I'm in my 30s, so then in their 70s.
In that case, in some kind of places, restaurant or the shop Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Even though they are a little bit elder.
Yeah.
So,
it's still
so older than.
Is it also seen
much
as
older
like,
than
oh,
me.
you're calling me that? Because normally it's kind of like in English where we would have like miss or ma'am.
Miss
where if
or
I
ma'am.
call someone miss and they're in their 70s, they'd be like, ooh, thank you. You know, because like ma'am would be older. And sometimes it's like, wow, okay, thanks for calling me the younger version. Is it like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. But also intimacy, closeness.
Yeah, that's right.
Because usually miss and ma'am isn't about intimacy or closeness in English. It's
intimacy.
not. Like, so meaning intimacy is different. So that can be, you can have verbal, you can have physical intimacy, emotional intimacy. So it doesn't just have to be, like I have intimacy with friends, right? Like I can be emotionally and verbally intimate with them. I mean, some people are physically intimate with their friends, but you know, intimacy isn't just sexual. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got
Some
that.
people mistake that in English. Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then at this time, age does matter.
Okay.
And then when you are unsure
Yeah.
what to call them,
Yeah.
then just calling women 언니
Okay.
can usually transition smoothly.
Okay. Okay. Because I have heard that from people.
So many times.
Yeah, I mean, and it's
here.
usually if I'm out with you know, women or
Your
whether
friend.
or just, you know, when we go out for lunch or when I've been out with other friends that they'll say 언니.
Yeah, 언니.
Yeah, and then ask for help and you know.
It means just
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've noticed that for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then how about in English? You have many kinds of you know.
Intimacy words, like, or words of
intimacy
endearment.
words.
Words of endearment. Rather. I mean, we have loads, and it's because it's very different. You know, like with you know, 언니, 오빠, like all these different ones. They're used in regular language, but they're also used in, you know, as words of endearment toward people in romantic relationships. In English, we just have so many.
So
Like,
many.
there's so many. I mean,
Just to show me one
well,
or
there are
two.
common
Just
ones.
only
like,
one or two.
like, well,
Not so
there's
many.
like, well, I'll say a few. I could just rattle off a few. Like, there's like babe, obviously, and like baby. There's hun, sweetheart, doll, darling, love, and it also depends on how it's used. Like in like the States versus the UK versus Australia. So different, like darling and like. I mean, darlin' is how you would say it's maybe in the States in some ways, but in the UK it's said a bit different. Same with love. I really like using that one because I think the world needs more love. Just calling people love.
Love.
Like, hey, how's it going, love?
By name.
Just like, hey, I don't know their name or I just want to call someone love. Friendship or romantically. We just use a lot, like, and also people use a lot of nicknames, or they'll, if you're in an intimate relationship, like if or like a romantic relationship, people will have little nicknames for each other that don't make sense to anyone else, but you're like, okay, gosh, got it, like that's what you're calling people. I mean, like bean or something, like I don't know, I'm just making up words, but like they call people weird things. Like I said, I've been in 2 relationships. I can't remember if I had nicknames, but like don't remember, don't care to remember. Like it's not like animosity between them, it just is. But it depends on how you use them too, because like, and the energy behind it, right? Like I can, you know, kind of like the big brother, big sister, like sis and bro, you know, like sis, sister, bro, brother.
Bro means brothers.
Yeah, and like and that could be like, I could call my brothers bro, but or you could call a friend bro. Some people might call their partner bro, but usually that's like to joke, or it's like a weird informal. Sometimes I find it weird, but for some people that's quite normal. And
So different vibe.
different
From
vibes.
Koreans.
Yeah, very different. Like I know I've called partners babe, but then I've also called like dogs babe. So like that's not nice. Sorry. But like there's also moments where it's used maybe improperly, right? Or like ways that like speaking of exes, I have an ex whose mother hated me. Like she would actively ask me to help her find other girlfriends for her son, like with me. She would ask me to help her, and I'm like, I'm literally dating your son. What do you mean? I mean, that's a whole other story about why she didn't like me. As you know, like I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I notice things in life that not everyone wants to have noticed. Anyway, so but she would call me doll.
Doll.
And I don't like that one. And because how she's like, hey, doll, like do this, doll. It's like at a bar when like the bartender would be like, hey, darling, or like, no, more like, hey, sweetheart. And I'm like, I don't know you like that. Why are you calling me sweetheart? Right? Ew.
It's not common case,
no,
right?
it's very common.
It's very common.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It's usually with like people kind of calling you a thing like doll, darling, sweetheart to kind of degrade you a little bit sometimes. To an extent, like sometimes I just don't know you like that. But then also, like my dad, for instance, would call me by my name, or like my mom would call me Lucy because my middle name is Lucille, so Megan Lucy. So you know, you like give a little nickname, or if they're calling both my sister and I, it's girls, come here. But if I'm like cooking with him, he would call me like sweetie, you know, like Megan or like sweetie. So you know, it just really depends on people and like your relationship. But there are so many and different ways you can use them. Or just nicknames in general. But yeah, lots of words of endearment for a variety of relationships.
And so, you know, between the bartender and the normal customers, they are so close to call.
It's not even just closeness. It just is. Like, they don't know your name. It's like, hey, what can I get you, sweetheart?
Sweetheart.
Yeah. I actually hear it happen. I was at it's a bar I do like. And it's run by this couple, and he was just walking past, the guy was just walking past, like, yeah, like, how's it going? Like, how does it taste, sweetheart? And I was just like a bit thrown off because I'm like,
thrown off.
Yeah, just like, oh, I don't know you like that, but okay. But it is common in like bar spheres that they'll just call you that, and I'm like, sometimes don't. Like, no thanks.
Yeah. 네, 제가 지금 메간에게 그 오빠나 언니라는 용어가 굉장히 여러 군데서 쓰이고 있잖아요. 그런데 오빠랑 언니라는 그 용어를 혹시 좀 잘못 쓰면 그건 좀 이상하지만 그렇지만 우리는 그거를 여러 경우에 많이 쓰고 있어서 그런 경우가 영어에도 있는지 좀 물어봤는데 영어에서도 뭐 sweetheart이라는 그런 굉장히 친근한 사이에 쓰이는 그런 표현들을 그 바텐더가 쓸 수도 있다고 메간이 얘기를 하고 있는데 저는 조금 사실 이해는 안 가거든요. 근데 그렇게 쓰고 있다니까 그래서 조금 그러니까 우리가 생각하는 것보다 더 일상적으로 많이 쓰이는 그런 표현들인 것 같아요. 저는 굉장히 가까운 사이에서만 쓰이는 그런 표현들인 줄 알았더니 그렇지는 않았던 것 같습니다. And Megan, you use a term of endearment incorrectly.
Yeah. So like I was saying,
when we so it can be embarrassing, so embarrassing.
Okay. So I'd said a few in English, but like, what do you mean? You have one in Korean that you said.
So oppa is the case.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's so. If you use the word oppa incorrectly, it can come off as a playful yet slightly teasing expression a girl uses to flirt with a guy.
Okay.
So it can be a corny word.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that happens a lot too with like foreigners who use it because they don't know how to use it correctly. And then it can also come off as like trying to be, you know, like a Korea boo and like, I know this word and I want to flirt and use it. But like I've never, because I without getting too much into the type of relationship I have with this person, we were talking about that because technically he's older than me. So I technically, in any case, because there is a closeness, I should, if we were speaking Korean, I should call him oppa. And again, kind of why that ex's mom doesn't like me, but also like there's because this guy and we mostly speak in English. And so there's that, and even when you and I speak, right? Like there's we were speaking about it over lunch today that sometimes we just, you know, we don't regard our age that much, like any kind of age gap between us because there's just a closeness and like a,
I don't care.
Yeah, no, like neither of us notice it or care really. And so like it was the same with that. But I also think I have an energy and a vibe of like I wouldn't call someone that. And so when he heard it from me, he was like, ooh. And I go, what? Okay. He goes, that I heard it for the first time that there was like this almost like I was subservient to him. And he didn't like that coming from me. He's like, I don't.
That's correct.
Yes. He's like, I don't like that energy coming from you. Like that feels weird. And I think part of it is my vibe because I'm just someone like, I don't know, maybe he would serve me. I'm kidding. But like I just have an energy of like, you know, any kind of subservience is not my vibe. I can respect and love and adore and cherish, but not and I could call someone but like not that. Yeah. Because I see like any equivalent in English. I don't know if we have that.
You have some kind of equivalent expression in English.
I don't know. I think it's kind of what I was saying before, where if you have an energy behind it, like that there's an energy of subservience or of like, or you're joking. Like if I was dating a man and I called him bro, that would be more of like a joke, right? I wouldn't want to call my partner bro. I think it's more like, what words are you using otherwise? Like, for example, when I said, I called a dog babe, I think that would be inappropriate to call my partner babe and a dog, you know? Like, let's not use the same word of endearment. So I think there is that. And actually, secret, not so secret. I did do that at one point with an ex of mine. And he was like, I don't like that you just did that. I go, I'm sorry. The dog was so cute. So I called him babe.
Sorry.
So like, should I call him baby and you babe? Like, what do you want me to do?
it.
Yeah, so I think there is that. Obviously, there are ways where if you use it wrong and awkward, or if you're being too formal, yeah. But like, it just depends on your energy behind it.
Okay. Let me have a time to summary.
Go for it.
네, 제가 오빠와 언니의 표현을 설명해 주면서 오빠라는 표현을 잘못 사용했을 때 우리는 조금 좀 안 좋게 받아들일 수도 있잖아요. 그래서 영어에서도 그런 경우가 있는지, 그런 표현들이 있는지 물었는데 메가는 우리는 오빠가 사실은 그 친오빠일 때 부르는 용어잖아요. 그런데 낱말이잖아요. 그런데 영어로는 brother를 의미하는 bro를 연인 사이에 쓴다. 그거는 좀 이상하다고 하네요. 우리랑은 조금 약간 조금 감이 다른 것 같습니다. 네. And then, you know, in Korea, in informal settings.
Informal, not informal. Got it.
Informal settings, especially at work.
Okay.
It's common to address people by their titles.
Okay, yes.
Or
I think
positions.
we've talked about this before, for sure.
Yeah, that's right. So we call 사장님 president.
Yeah.
And then 부장님 director or supervisor.
Yeah.
And then 과장님 manager, like this.
Kind of like how we also call the man who was your teacher and all this PD.
PD?
Is that more informal?
님.
Yeah.
PD님. Because his position is PD.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just the 님 is a kind of honorific.
Yeah. Yes.
So PD님.
Yes.
And so in English, different, right?
For sure. I mean,
how different?
I think, well, it's kind of like with, I was saying, the energy behind something. I think it's also someone's preference, right? Like if I have some people in my life who want more of a formality. And so they'll be like, you need to call me Mr., Mrs., Ms., you know, by my surname. So I'd be like, hi, that's Miss Betcher to you, you know, for me. Or if like, I mean, I grew up in a family where my parents would always be like, no, please call me, and then by their first name, right? So it's like it's preference, I think. But some people like get doctor, or if they have a PhD and they kind of desire that formality. I think the biggest shock for me was in not shock, but just difference because. Like I said, I think I've said it before, but I've never really had culture shock, which is, okay, let's always, you know, learn, be curious, blah, blah, blah. One was artist. And I think I've forgotten along my journey that even in English, that can be, like, some people have an issue or resistance to calling themselves artist, or is it artist with a small A, artist with a capital A, because then that's more of a title. But I would never say like, hi, I'm artist, or like, hi, I'm Megan artist. We don't introduce it like that. Be like, hi, I'm Megan and I'm an artist.
A little bit weird.
Yeah. Well, so in English it's different, but I had noticed it in Taiwan for the first time, and then especially here, where there's a title for artist, and so then it's almost like a formality of, oh, you are artist. And the more I think about it, like my journey, I had to claim artist at an early age, just because of the severity of my journey, I'll say, or the intricacies of my journey. I had to kind of claim artist, and it was a bit difficult in the beginning. I'm like, oh, I'm a person who makes art. So there was a bit in the beginning, but I claimed it quite early.
And then I think that that kinds of the artist blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then it means that at the very first time to introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Just only that time.
Oh, okay. Because I've had some people kind of want to call me by like an honorific of artist once they hear that.
But I don't think that they want to be called like that.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But at the same time, like when I was introduced to it in Taiwan, there was a weight behind it that I didn't recognize, just because I've been on that journey for like over a decade of calling, and I've just kind of claimed it. But there's a certain, I don't know, there was a different energy and weight that because there isn't like, hi, I am artist, or it's not like doctor.
So
we don't
it means
have that.
You always express your honor to me.
To you?
It's a kind of that kinds of vibe there.
Yeah, I mean, which
I
I think can be nice sometimes, but also like I like friendliness and certain. I think I like a balance between acknowledging the work and dedication someone has put into something, while also informal commonality, friendliness. Like I don't think I just need to call someone that just because of the thing. Like I'll do it if I need to, but I think there's a nice common ground of, hey, I've worked hard at this thing. Please honor that, but also like, let's have a drink together. Something chill. I that's my personal preference, but obviously if I'm in different places, I'll do a different thing. But yeah. So I think in English, it's the same, more of someone's preference. What circle are you in? If someone has worked hard to get a doctorate, call them doctor, for sure.
오케이. 네, 제가 메간한테 우리나라에서는 사장님이나 부장님이나 과장님이나 이렇게 직위로 불러야 하는 경우들이 있잖아요. 그러니까 이름을 부르는 건 조금 이렇게 조금 높은 사람들이나 나이가 나보다 위인 사람들을 이름을 부르는 건 우리는 타부시 되고 있는데 메간의 경우는 미국에서 영어는 그렇지 않기 때문에 항상 이름을 불러도 괜찮고, 그런데 영어도 어떤 박사님들이나 어떤 아티스트 누구라고 불리고 싶어 하는 사람들도 있기 때문에 사람들에 따라서 저는 영어에서는 그런 거는 안 쓰는 줄 알았거든요. 그러니까 뭐 닥터 누구라든지 이런 식으로 그런 직위를 부르는 거는 거의 드문 경우인 줄 알았는데 사람들마다 그렇게 불리고 싶어 하는 사람들도 있기 때문에 경우에 따라서 좀 다르다고 얘기를 하고 있네요. Okay, Megan, then let's have a second song, shall we?
Let's do it. Yeah, this I can't speak. I told y'all I'm tired and it's
Then please
anyway.
speak in Korean.
Oh,
Why
sorry,
not?
Sorry, I cannot. Y'all, our second song is I could do German. Our second
easier,
song,
right?
yeah, because I know it. The second song is "Too Sweet" by Hosier.
Okay.
and the job gets done, but you worry some. I know, but who wants to live forever, babe? You treat your mouth as if it's heaven's gate. The rest of you like you're the TSA. I wish I could go along. Hey, don't get me wrong, you know you're bright as the morning, soft as the rain, pretty as a vine, sweet as a grape. If you can sit in a barrel, maybe I'll wait until that day. I'd rather take my whiskey neat, my coffee black in my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black in my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me.
땀 흘려 일하는 당신의 곁에 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터가 있습니다. 노동법 강좌와 청소년 노동인권 교육, 무료 노동상담, 소상공인을 위한 노사 관계 지원과 취약계층 노동자를 위한 문화복지 사업 등 일하는 사람들을 위한 사업을 진행하고 있습니다. 임금체불, 부당 노동행위, 산업재해, 직장 내 차별행위 등 일하다가 겪는 어려움은 무료 노동 법률 상담 02-395-0025, 02-395-0025로 전화주세요. 배달라이더, 택배기사, 대리기사, 요양보호사 등 이동노동자들을 위한 슈 서대문 이동노동자 쉼터에는 다양한 업무 편의시설과 안마의자가 준비되어 있으니 이동 중 힘드실 때 언제라도 쉬어가시기 바랍니다. 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터의 소식을 좀 더 알고 싶다면 카카오 채널 서대문 노동자센터를 검색해주세요. 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터는 일하는 모든 사람이 존중받고 노동이 아름다운 서대문구를 만들기 위해 노력하겠습니다. 당신을 응원하는 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터와 함께 오늘 하루도 힘내세요.
Joanne, we really let the time get away from us. I don't think we have time for the ad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I know you have very beautiful last song.
Yeah.
So I'd like to talk about the endearment word more because I love to, but I will let you know just one word, 여보.
Okay.
Between husband and wife.
Okay.
So please let me know. Let me have just one word more. Just only one word.
Good way to end.
Mhm.
Mine is actually a German word I think is sweet. It's called Schatz or Schatzi, which means treasure.
Treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Treasure.
My precious.
No. Joanne, we need a whole other episode on my love for Lord of the Rings. But like Gollum. Yeah.
Gollum?
Oh, yes. No,
I don't want to be Gollum.
No, it's not Gollum. But it's, it's a word of endearment of like treasure but and precious. But I think we do need a whole episode on Lord of the Rings. I love it. But yes, our last song, y'all, sorry, got away from us. But our last song is Beauty and the Beast by The Rose. And I'm so glad you enjoy them because I've introduced you to this band.
Too.
Good. So I'm glad you
Thank
enjoyed them. But
you.
that's our last song. So we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
어쩔 수